Всем привет, как дела? Я Алекс, сейчас зовут меня Сканди. В этом видео мне нужно говорить по-английски. Я добавлю субтитры, да. So, what's happening here? Well, over the last few months, I've been trying to build some new habits in my life. I would say successfully, I've managed to build a habit of studying languages every day. And now I'm trying to build a training habit. Particularly, I have an interest in dance. To be more specific, classical ballet, as well as some other styles like contemporary styles and other things. But I can go into why I'm wanting to train in dance in another video, but to be short, as a child I trained in ballet and then I stopped. And now as an adult I want to return to it. So over roughly the next 3 months, I'm going to be doing some pre-dance work. I've lost a lot of my mobility, so I'm going to be stretching, as you can see here, 5 days a week at least for the next 3 months. Also, I'm going to do some core work, as I'm about to start in the video now. And I may move on to even training handstands, just for fun, because why not? So this is my very basic ground mobility stretching routine with a little bit of core work. These pseudo dragon presses, I believe they're called. Not that that's important, but if you want to give it a go, knock yourself out. So, for those of you that don't know anything about me, as I said before, my nickname is Skandi. I'm originally from the UK. I'm English, but I grew up in Norway. And as I mentioned before, over the last few months I've been intensively studying, several languages, one being Russian, the other being Chinese. And once upon a time I read a book by an Irish guy called Benny Lewis, who likes to take on study challenges where he learns languages as quickly as possible. And he wrote a book called 3 Months to Fluent in 3 Months, which is some general advice for reaching a conversational fluency as quickly as possible. And one of the key ideas I always took away was to try and start speaking the language you want to learn as soon as possible, and also to start doing everything as much as you can in your life in that target language as soon as possible if you really want to learn fast. So I've been taking on these YouTube projects and just writing what I can in Russian with the vain hope that it may help me learn a little faster. So classic hamstring stretches here, but I'm also trying to get some mobility back into my feet, pointing, flexing the feet, as well as everything else. Very important, especially for this style of dance I want to be training very shortly. In this hamstring stretch, I really try to arch my back and flex my feet towards me such that I'm not rounding my back when I lean forwards in the stretch, and that's enough. And then I allow myself to collapse forward and do a more traditional hamstring stretch, rounding the back and leaning forward. But that's enough. Gonna do some pancake stretch now. That's the other thing. I would love to be able to do some kind of side or front split, perhaps both. I'm not really sure how long it's gonna take to be able to reach that level of mobility. But as I said, I've decided to focus almost entirely on range of motion, stretching, mobility for about 60 sessions, but I'm only going to be doing them 5 days a week, so that means it's going to take 3 months to go through all 60. So if you like, it's 3 months, we could say it's 3 months to the splits. But in reality, I'm just trying to make as much progress as I can, and it's not super important if I can do the splits or not by the end of 3 months. The order in which I do these stretches is very systematic and something I've thought about and now do routinely. It's mainly just flowing from one to the next in a relatively logical manner. It also makes it easy to remember. When I'm doing these cross-legged positions, one foot is on top of the leg and one is below, as you can probably see now. Intentionally. So yeah, the idea for this channel is really just to document my progress, and also if perhaps help encourage other people to build their own training habits themselves. Because I'll be showing you how I'm doing it, at least 5 days a week. So if you want to join me, great. Or if you are doing your own training habit, whether or not you're interested in dance, I'd love to hear about it. You can share with me in the comments below. So in today's session, I'm just going to be doing some basic ground mobility work. But as I did mention before, in the future I'd like to do that and also perhaps some hand balancing work. So that'll be interesting. But I still need to decide exactly what kind of progressions and such I'm going to be doing for that. I haven't quite built out a routine yet. When I'm squatting in this sort of half kneeling, half squat, I'm really trying to stretch out the muscles in the bottom of the foot through the big toe, leaning the weight in as much as I can. Something you might not consciously think about. I also love that switch where you've got one leg pointing back, the other to the side, and then you just roll over. I remember first seeing it from the guys that did the MoveNet training system. If anyone knows anything about that, Erwan Lecour MoveNet, born out of Method Naturel. I think it's a good one. In fact, a lot of these stretches and poses are somewhat inspired by the ground movement work. formalized in the MoveNet training system. If anyone's interested in that and wants more information, let me know. I've also been somewhat inspired by a YouTube channel called Squat Every Day, I think it is. I should probably check the name of the channel, but basically the video producer trains squat every day and records it and uploads it on YouTube. And whilst he's doing his sessions, he narrates about his life and other training philosophies and just his general thoughts about what's going on. And yeah, it's really inspiring. Yeah, it's Ivan Juric, D-J-U-R-I-C. But I'm sure if you just search squat every day on YouTube, you'll definitely find it, if you haven't already. Some people may find this deep squat difficult. Again, this particular progression I picked up from Ido Portal, another great teacher. I know you can put something underneath the heels of your feet if you find it difficult to get into that deep squat position. For some reason I have relatively flexible ankles, I'm not even sure why, so it's not a problem for me. And then finally a slow roll up, each vertebrae in the back clicking into place one after the other. Great way to finish out. I always like to then roll my legs around a little and finish with some very quick quad stretches. It seems to help me set everything back in place again. So this has been day 1. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.